The rain was a frantic drummer against the window pane, each drop a tiny fist trying to get in. I was 16 and for the first time, truly alone in the house for the night. Mom and Dad were 100 miles away, a fact that had felt like freedom just hours ago. Now it felt like a vulnerability. The old house groaned around me, a symphony of settling wood and whistling drafts. I tried to lose myself in the mindless glow of the television, but every creak from the floorboards upstairs, every rustle from the wind-whipped trees outside, pulled me back to the silence, to the emptiness. That's when the phone rang. The screen glowed with a single stark word, unknown. My heart gave a hard kick against my ribs. It was probably just a wrong number. I let it ring, the shrill sound cutting through the storm's percussion. It stopped. Silence rushed back in, heavier this time. Then it rang again, same number. Or rather, no number at all. Curiosity, that stupid, fatal flaw of every character in every horror movie I'd ever yelled at, got the better of me. I answered. "Hello?" I said, my voice barely a whisper. At first there was only static, a sound like a million tiny insects skittering over a wire. Then a voice emerged from the noise. It was low, distorted, like it was being filtered through gravel and ice. "Leo," it said my name. Just my name. A cold dread, thick and syrupy, poured down my spine. "Who is this?" I demanded, trying to sound braver than I felt. The voice chuckled, a dry, rattling sound. "You're all alone tonight, aren't you, Leo? The house feels so big when nobody else is there." My hand tightened on the phone. I crept to the living room window, peering through the blinds into the churning darkness. "How do you know my name? What do you want?" "Check the back door," the voice rasped. "You forgot to lock it. Impossible." I had checked it twice. It was the first thing Dad always told me to do. Still, a seed of doubt was planted. I walked to the kitchen, my footsteps echoing in the cavernous quiet. My hand trembled as I reached for the handle. I turned it gave way. The door swung open a few inches, revealing a sliver of the black, rain-soaked night. My blood ran cold. I slammed it shut and fumbled with the deadbolt, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I ran back to the phone. "What is this, a prank?" The voice was calm, almost bored. "I know about the wooden box under your bed, Leo." "The one your grandfather gave you. The one he made you promise you'd never, ever open. I think it's time you saw what's inside." My hand, slick with sweat, closed around the small wooden box. The voice on the phone was silent, waiting. I pulled it out from under the bed. It was heavier than it looked, smelling of dust and cedar. With a click, the latch came undone. I lifted the lid, my heart hammering against my ribs. Inside, nothing. Just a single, faded photograph lying at the bottom. I picked it up. It was a picture of my bedroom, the one I was in right now. Every detail was the same. The posters on the wall, the rumpled sheets on my bed. But a man stood in the corner of the photo. He looked like my grandfather, younger, but with the same sad eyes. He was pointing, not at the bed, but at my closet. The voice on the phone crackled back to life, a single, final whisper. He knew. Then the line went dead. The silence that followed was worse than the voice. It was absolute, and then I heard it. A faint wooden creak. It came from the closet. My eyes shot to the door. The brass knob began to turn, slowly, deliberately. I was frozen, a statue of pure fear. The door swung open with a low groan. A man stepped out. He was the man from the photograph. He looked just like my grandfather had decades ago. He was holding a small wooden box in his hands, identical to mine. He looked at me, his face a mask of profound sadness and regret. "I'm sorry, Leo," he said, his voice filled with an ancient weariness. "It's my turn to hide it now, and it will be yours to find."